Hold on, I'm
military.
going live. Oh, and I forgot to hit the theme song. Oops, my bad, people.
When you all must have heard I'm a real nerd. People say I'm a fool, but they never got the news that I'm a fly one. Oh yeah, I'm a fly one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel dialed, cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child. Oh yeah, I'm a fly one. You better turn it up, better keep the channel dialed, cause you're watching Wild Mike and his real wild child.
Howdy, folks. Sorry I fucked up already. And
Hey, weirdos.
how you doing, Dandelion? How are things in the land we're about to invade?
Oh, I just told this to via Mike, Dandelion. Nova Scotia is going to have a very high decrease in American tourists who drive their vehicles because American vehicles are now getting double road tax, double entrance fee.
Where is that at?
Nova Scotia. Any American drives an American car gets their double fee.
So basically, they're charging Americans for being there.
Yeah.
Well, New York's charging people in the 5 boroughs to go to work.
How so? And how you doing, babe?
That congestion tax.
You are exempt if you have a permit. People don't mention that. You have a permit, you're exempt for $100. If you do not have a permit, you pay. People forget to mention that part.
And since I am at the storage unit,
it's not making them enough money though.
It actually is making some money for the city. It's making some revenue.
Hold on. I gotta do my plug real quick, guys. I am at the storage unit. I am using one of the coffee mugs. This happens to be Legend of Zelda mug. I will be selling it soon.
Full screen.
After it's been cleaned.
Full screen promo, dude. What? Full screen promo. Full screen promo.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah. Come on. Jeez, do it right.
There you go.
There we go. I have more than one of these. And because it's Zelda, I'm going to throw in one of these if you buy the coffee mug.
Ooh, a comic book.
No, this is a magazine. But it's a Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom special.
Is that the one without the sticky pages?
Why would there be sticky pages on a Legend of Zelda book? Come on.
It's Zelda, dude.
So I did hear you guys.
Yes, Dandelion. Every time I sell one of the mugs that has been used on the stream, it has been thoroughly washed, hand washed, because most of these can't be washed in a dishwasher. But this particular one, I picked up about, I think, 2 or 3 of them. So at least 2 of them won't be used, technically.
So you got a 1 in 3 chance.
Unless you what?
I removed myself entirely.
Unless you clipped off for a second.
So
yeah. So I know you guys were talking in the back about the crash in DC. I can tell you how the military side will be doing the investigation, because we've had things like that happen before.
Just remember, you're not just talking about the Blackhawk crash. You're also talking about the F-35 that just crashed too.
I haven't heard.
The plane that went off the runway last night, and the plane that hit the luggage car in Chicago last night.
and the plane that crashed in Alaska, resulting in everyone dying, except we did have 4 survivors on that one. And the crash in Philadelphia, and of course the DC one. So I realize it's military, but we're having a lot of airplane crashes recently. I wonder why.
Well, maybe if somebody didn't find Musk, he wouldn't have got fired.
Yeah.
Well,
And I was talking to LDG about it earlier, and I mentioned that 3,400 flight controllers were fired since Trump got elected, or sorry, since Trump was inaugurated. And I need to, even though I didn't say that on the actual stream, I want to clarify. They were not technically fired. They were contract terminated. They were let go, demoted, or they were put on indefinite unpaid leave. They were technically not fired.
Yeah, but why were they fired is the key question. But anyway.
Because the claim was they were DEI.
We've had a shortage of, we've been having a shortage of air traffic controllers for a while now.
If you actually listen to the report, sorry, I wanted to actually clarify that.
Elihu, stop. I want to address that. He is right. There has been a shortage of flight controllers since about 2002.
Yeah.
But let me put it this way. By shortage, they're talking about the fact that there's about 320 installations that have flight controllers. As prior to Trump being inaugurated, we had about 18,000 flight controllers. So let's, if we do the math real quick, 18,000 divided by 320 facilities, that would have been about 56 flight controllers per facility that should have been working on average. Now that's working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay.
Well, one thing
at that rate, hold on, I got to finish. At that rate, they were still considered understaffed. Now remember, 3,400 of those 18,000 were no longer working as of January 20th. So that meant that those 320, we'll go back to the 1,800 real quick. Subtract 3,400 for the, quote, DEI hires that they got rid of. Dividing it by the 320, that drops it down to about 45 people working. Again, these were already short-staffed at 56. Now they have 45 people working. And B, if you want to argue about the DEI stuff.
Not really, other than the fact there's really nothing I want to argue about that about.
I'm just preempting it.
No, just let me.
When we had the DEI guys working, we had fewer plane crashes in the last 2 weeks.
Look, I don't know.
Hola, Mrs. Cardenas.
Hola, Mrs. Cardenas.
She's been in the chat.
You got to understand, you got to look and see if it is a contributing factor or was it part of the total factor. Like I said, when it comes to the investigative side of things, you can't just say it was one thing and that's it. You have to check. Like, for example, No. So, like, for example, the day I got my retirement card, which I thought was going to be a happy day for me, ended up being a very somber day. Because as I went up to go to this MPF to get my blue card, we saw that they were doing security was higher on detail. And I was like, did we have an incident? And he goes, yeah, we had a plane crash. I'm like, did the pilot survive? And they're like, no. So I found out later that day when the news came out, when we finally got the full bit of information, it was two factors that played into it. One was pilot error. He clipped something on his way down. I don't know what he clipped, but he clipped something. Lost control of his plane, ejected, and this is the part that killed him, the mechanical error because the chute didn't deploy. So one of the things I was looking at it when it came to that block, because I remember the first time I heard the news, they said they thought it was because I was up that night. I was up late that night and I saw it pop up on my feed. I was getting sucked into this TV show I was watching. And I saw it pop up on my feed and I saw the video. I'm like, there's no way. It's going way too fast to be a police helicopter. I'm like, that's got to be military. Especially because you couldn't really see it. Because we don't, military doesn't put like bright colors and everything on there. So it could have been a combination of things. My wife and I actually wondered if it was something intentional.
There was a retired Air Force commander that was interviewed on the news here who said he used to fly out of Reagan all the time. It's standard procedure if they have a training exercise to fly between 200 to 300 feet, which the helicopter was. And it's common knowledge at that time of night to mistake another plane for another object because you have the light reflection of the streets, the building, the other planes, and other helicopters. It's a highly congested area. The guy is thinking it's more than likely possibility going to be pilot error for misidentification of an aircraft.
Yeah, exactly. It could be any of those factors.
Yeah, I'm not saying. Yeah, I agree with this guy. Military pilot trainer, flew it several times. Yeah, okay, I will take this guy's assessment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You have to, because you're going to have the FAA doing their investigation. You got the military doing their side of the investigation. They're going to go federal, so they'll co-work, so they'll share information with each other. And have they found the black box?
I don't know how much.
Yes.
That's really what I was reading.
Hold on. I do disagree that they're going to share information all that much, NB, on this. Based on some of the things that I've been hearing regarding the, military side.
I didn't say they'd share all information. They'll share some. But what happens with what happens on the
released? Yeah, they have to. But
yeah, well,
it took a year for FAA to release information of the Asia air crash here in San Francisco. It took a year for that to get released.
Yeah. So what happens in the military is all the maintainers who worked on that chopper got recalled in. They got drug tested. That's standard procedure. Everybody who was on the plane, or everybody who was on the helicopter, and all the maintainers, medical records are going to be sequestered, which just basically means they're taken from the public records office and they're taken down to another office, and to ensure nothing can be removed from them. Things can be added, but you can't remove anything from it. Because sometimes you can have things in your medical record removed. And then when the black box comes in, that'll give them a good idea of what's going on.
Yeah, 2 black boxes have been found.
I got Firefly. And I got I got those Star Treks too.
Well, I just wanted to make sure they were visible for when people are looking behind me, but I'm actually looking for something specific.
Now, how the FAA does an investigation, I have no idea.
You mean how they're going to do it now?
Well, what'll happen is, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong about this, but I would imagine their CID looks at this investigation, but I'm not 100% looks into this, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, things have gone flip flopping so much right now. I'm not sure what's going on with any kind of investigations. Because he has quote unquote common sense, unlike you. He knows what's going on without an investigation. So I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen.
Well, we'll find out.
But
It's going to take a while.
I'm
Look,
just basing it on. I'm just basing my opinion on everything that led up to all this stuff starting to happen.
I'm basing certain. I just my whole thing is my military training is when something like this happens, you have to consider every scenario until you rule them out.
Well, it's a standard
Well,
procedure how many people were actually in the tower because the manager of the airport said just about, I'm not going to make up the number because I forgot the exact number he said. There's an estimated about 5,000 flights a day, which is about 5 to 7 people in the tower. Standard procedure. Nighttime it gets reduced to about 300, which you need about 2 to 3 people in the tower. Which is standard procedure. One person will do two people's jobs. Standard procedure for years.
Okay. Like I said, I don't know FAA regulations or how
This was the manager of the airport. He's just like, this is how the tower operates.
Okay.
We got reduced staff, reduced flights. Like, you don't need 7 people in the tower for 300 flights.
Okay. From what I understand, there's supposed to be 2 on deck flight controllers and then 2 off deck at all times. They had 1 person. That's
You mean one person's not allowed to take a break? Yeah, one person's not allowed to take a break or go to the bathroom. Like,
yeah,
it happened when one person was in the tower.
So yeah, that was the big issue. Is you have 2 people working the primary, 2 people working backup, and then for this position they had 1 person working, and they had 1 person working in the nation's largest or the nation's capital's largest airport. Go figure.
I've flown out of Reagan before.
You think for the nation's capital, we would have not just a primary or a pair of primaries and a pair of backups. You'd have 3 or 4 people working with 2 backups and maybe even a tertiary backup. But no, they had 1 person.
You mean a guy like on call?
You know, I'm surprised that since it's the capital, they don't have military in the tower.
I don't think we're allowed.
Why? Military helicopter crosses path all the time. They got to get permission from the tower to cross.
No. Elihu, no. This is FAA is civilian. They coordinate with the military on occasion, but they're not part of the military at all. That's why
we have our own. The military has our own. Yeah, we have our own traffic, and we have our own air traffic controllers.
And if you want to think about it, the military has more air traffic controllers than the FAA does.
Gotcha.
I mean, no. You
gotta have an air traffic controller on the carrier. You gotta have it. You gotta have them on the carriers and stuff.
On your average carrier, you have probably 8 to 12 people doing that job at any given time.
I've never been on a carrier.
My dad was stationed on the Kitty Hawk.
Oh, nice. No, but I was on, like I said, I was on 2 LHDs, and that was a helo landing pad. So yeah, you had to have an air traffic controller there and all that for that job.
All right. And for anyone who's watching, hold on. I do have the banner. Hold on. Here we go. Since I'm doing this, I also remembered and I just dropped it. I've got these.
Can't see it. Need the full screen there.
Zelda.
Okay, yeah. So Zelda mug. Why can't I go to full screen on there? What did you do, StreamYards? There we go. I've got these little pendants for Zelda 2. These are Japanese gotcha toys. They come in these little things. But I've got a couple that are opened, and I can throw those in with the mug too. For anyone who's interested, you know, you can say something in the chat, or you could spread the word if you're in the chat. You know, trying because Vile needs money. Vile's broke.
I gotta balance out the checkbook today because we got paid yesterday. So I got all my bills to put in, but I've also got to factor in the fact I got projects coming up this year.
Well, hold on, NB. How do you get paid?
Retirement disability.
Do you want to warn him?
Hey, did you know that Elon Musk now has your social security number, your date of birth, your address, how much you get, your income? He now has all that information.
And he wants to cut everyone's benefits, including yours.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way.
He's the head of the Dodge. He is able to slash benefits and to cut budgets. So
let me finish. VA benefits run off the same inflation cost of living increase as people on Social Security. And the Veterans Affairs Department is not in his wheelhouse.
Except anything that with funds.
Yeah, anything that the government spends is in his wheelhouse. That's the whole point of Dodge. Yeah, anything the government spends.
He's got access to the entirety of the Treasury records.
That's over $1 trillion worth of financial information.
And if you want to understand how fucked up that is, NB, potentially that includes the Black Ops budget.
Yeah. Don't know anything about the Black Ops people. Although it's interesting because you brought that.
I said potentially.
No, it's interesting you brought that up because I was actually the show I was watching that I binge watched over a couple of days was called The Night Team.
Is that what the ladies want? Because apparently, I'll shake my butt for more money.
Let me close the camera for a moment.
I don't know if that's fair though, but I'm sleeping with one of the two females watching.
But it was an interesting show. It's one of those FBI Black Ops teams and massive government conspiracy cover-ups. And I was like, oh, this was good. And then I watched the second season and it was good. Not as good as the first one, but still pretty damn good. Interested in the third season coming out. So basically what happens in this show is you have a guy, he's part of the FBI, and well, his father was also part of the FBI, but his father was labeled a traitor. And so, that's made his life difficult with his name. So he stops a terrorist attack, but certain things happen with that, and he ends up getting stuck in the basement answering this phone called Night Action. And it's a top secret. It's one of those Black Ops things. And he's just supposed to answer the phone that never rings. Well, it did. And that's how the story goes there. By the end of the season, he's offered a position in Night Action. And the second season based on him doing 10 months later when he's actually doing a mission. Now, the first one was an American conspiracy theory, was an American conspiracy with, top levels of government. You know how that goes, right? You know, those corrupt bureaucrats trying to save America from itself and all that. And I was like, yeah, I like this. I thought the story was interesting. And I thought the second season was interesting. It had a few different plots it was dealing with.
What's the name of the show?
Huh?
What's the name of the show?
The Night Team. It's on Netflix.
I have not heard of it.
Yeah, I just recently found it. I was like, I didn't want to find, I really wasn't interested in anything else. I was like, I'll give this a try. And I just got sucked into the whole, because I like conspiracy movies. You know, I don't care if they're government or corporate conspiracies. I just like a good conspiracy movie. Or a good conspiracy series.
Sorry, I am looking up some stuff on the store to make sure I don't double up certain things.
So you had, yeah, it was actually a pretty damn good, interesting show. The first 2 seasons, I thought.
How many am I selling though? Okay, 4. Just making sure. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Since I'm at the storage unit, I'm working as well as everything else.
Well,
It's okay to talk to yourself, just as long as you do not involve a third party.
I was delayed. You were showing your back. Okay. Sorry, babe. Yeah, that makes sense.
I saw a couple
No,
movies.
the reason I was checking stuff is last night these sold. Part of the I'll show closer up. Hold on. I'll do the solo just so you guys can see it. And I got more than one of these, so do you guys ever watch Star Wars Rebels?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the Phantom, the shuttle, and it comes with
Yeah,
Ezra
it's the
and
Phantom.
Chomper. And then this is the one that's actually people want more. This is sorry, I know there's a reflection of the laptop screen. This is Hera's X-wing.
Oh, nice. Need a little
So it
chopper
comes
in there.
And there's another chopper in there. This is the chase, one of the chase ones. That's why it's worth more. They limited this one to 15,000 units. I don't know if that shows up at all. Trying to show.
No, I can't. No, I don't see
Nah,
it.
it just says rare.
But it says one of 15,000 rare. And I picked up about 4 of them. I might keep one for myself, but as of right now, I've got 2 sets that are the Hera's X-Wing with the Phantom, so I got 2 of those. Then I've got the big one, which has the Phantom, the Ghost, the big ship with Hera's X-Wing. And then, as I said, one that I haven't posted yet because I might keep it for myself.
Here, I'll show you something that I got. I've had this for, oh my God. This is like one of the few things this is like one of the only things I have from my childhood.
I just see a tin.
Yeah, remember when they used to make cards back in the day?
Well, they still make cards.
It was the entire card collection from the TNG at the time, and this was a limited series, and mine says 489 of 10,000 Skybox. And I've had this, oh my God, 20 plus freaking years. No, I'm not selling it because to me it's priceless. Because I had to beg my grandma to buy it. It was off that, it was one of those things, I think they were selling on QVC.
I remember QVC. Own Shopping Network, QVC. Yeah, I remember those.
Oh, I bought a few things. Oh yeah, I got my grandma to buy me a few things off of those.
You know, they
And
still have the shopping networks on TV. I'm like, why? There's Amazon. There's eBay.
well, that was then. This is now.
There's Temu. Yeah, but they still have them on TV. I can look at the local channels and I see shopping channels.
This is one of the ones I need to post.
Is that a snow speeder?
This is the snow speeder with Luke and Dak. But this is Armada edition. That just means that it's supposed to be like a second issuing of the same toy. They've done that one before, just to increase your fleet size, I guess. Because the Bo-Katan gauntlet that I'm selling also is an Armada edition. And what I hate is one of my favorite ones as a fan of the series is not worth anything and no one really wants it. And that's the Imperial Troop Transport.
I like the Imperial Troop Transport.
Here, hold on. I'm going to...
Actually, if I could, I'd like to get that one ship Skarsgård had in Andor. That thing was sweet.
All right, I'm posting it in the chat. This is the one that was from Mandalorian Season 2, I believe. But it also was in Season 1 when Moff Gideon, well, sorry for spoilers, takes over the town at the end.
Yeah.
So it's a little like hovercraft thing.
Oh, yeah. And I know that. I recognize this.
It's based on an old Kenner toy, which I thought was awesome, considering,
it did look familiar. It does look familiar to something I remember from Kenner.
Yeah, I'll see if I can bring.
Now, Kenner still makes the toys, right?
Yes, but Kenner's owned by Hasbro now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Like yeah, basically, when you're talking about certain things, Hasbro basically owns your childhood now.
I can live with that. Well, that and Mattel.
Yeah, you guys heard the voice actor for He-Man passed away the other night, Friday night.
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, he did Friday night.
Original He-Man, right?
Yes.
That sucks.
All right.
I actually watched when I was watching on Netflix. They have this thing like cartoons that made us. Yeah, I remember that.
That's what it's based on. That's what it's based on.
Yeah. Why does nobody want that? That's cool.
No, I remember that. I do remember that thing. I think I actually knew someone who had it.
I didn't have it, but my cousin had it.
I didn't have much. I didn't really have much Star Wars toys. I had mostly Star Trek, He-Man, G.I. Joe.
I had G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Thundercats.
Transformers, Thundercats.
Oh yeah, Thundercats too. I had the Silverhawks.
Silverhawks too.
I had the Sword of Omens.
I have the Sword of Omens.
I had to beg my mother for that. It's a sword. It's a weapon. Like, it's a toy.
I don't have many, but I do have some of my original Transformers because most of them got stolen when our house was broken into.
Well, I did a video where I was responding to this Brit who comes to America, and he was talking about overrated foods here, and he had Five Guys as number one, and he was like, overrated, man. And I'm like, and I had to put a disclaimer at the top, say plastic swords. Because I was like looking, because I was like the power sword, the Sword of Omens. It's like, grab the Sword of Omens.
if we're talking about if any sword from like fiction, let's see. I would have to either go with the power sword from He-Man or the golden master sword from Zelda: A Link to the Past.
Give me the Sword of Omens any day. Sight beyond sight. Let me see Chitara in the shower.
Oh God, we were so fucking bestiality back then.
You know, people complain about furries today, and then you show them stuff like Chitara from the 80s, and you're like, that's why. That's one of the reasons why.
I'm not off my screen.
Let's not forget Shiro is pretty fucking hot.
Shira. Adora. Yeah, I had a chance to meet her at Fan Expo, but I couldn't afford to go.
Ain't that always the way, buddy?
But now my rent increased. Still can't afford shit now.
But you were
Yeah, thanks.
control.
I am. My income is my rent is based upon my income. I got a $40 increase in my payment like everybody else in the country. My rent went up.
I am definitely
$43. My rent went up $43 and I got a $40 increase in rent.
Sorry. Come on, people, come on.
Oh yeah.
Ow. Ow.
Yes, people, geeks actually got turned on by animated characters.
All right.
Well, not only was she sexy, she was a badass.
Yeah, I mean, you saw a picture. They actually did the V for her abs. So yeah, not only that, she could kick your ass too.
I actually have the Thundercats series. I actually got it on DVD. I'm trying to find. I would love to find the silver. I'd love to find the
Netflix series was actually really good. And I got pissed when it got canceled because Caddy's the one who got me into watching it.
What, the He-Man one, the 3-season one?
No, the Netflix Thundercats remake.
Yeah, I actually like that too. I was like, damn, why did they cancel this?
I don't know, but when I was reading on TV Tropes about it, because anytime I watch something, I go to TV Tropes afterwards because I want to know some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. And
yeah,
apparently it was one of the shows that was one of the first casualties of the fandom menace type stuff. People were calling it woke, because they started making Chitara not just a side character, but more of a main character. They reduced Lion-O to a kid instead of being the big bad adult figure, even though even in the original show, he was a teenager in an adult's body because his cryopod thing didn't work right. So
I kind of like from that perspective of Lion-O, though.
Well, both of them have merits.
Yeah, they both have merits, but I mean, they are basically his advisors right now, even though he's the leader. But
they also complained because Tigra was made his adopted brother because apparently for some reason that was bad. What else? What were some of the other things they complained about?
Panthro.
What's wrong? What was wrong with Panthro?
Panthro is now officially coded as a black person.
Yeah.
He's a fucking cat.
I know.
Yes. Not only that, he was a panther, which is
which are black.
But now instead of it being a white guy voicing it, it was a black guy voicing it.
Okay, who gives a shit?
Apparently, that pisses some people off.
Well, if you're pissed off and pissed on, not unless you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was one of the, unfortunately, that was an issue I kept trying to tell people. Yeah, we were all, yeah, a lot of us were mad about certain things for a while, but, you know, I said, you know, people were just like, boycott this, boycott that. I'm like, stop talking about boycotting things. It's like, watch the show, you might like it. Just because Netflix has, I don't know, cuties on there, which I'm never going to watch, doesn't mean I wasn't watching Hillbilly Elegy the other night. What? It's a good movie.
We were kind of talking about him earlier because did you know he was a DEI student?
No, he wasn't exactly a DEI student.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
He got it. He was admitted into his
there were
college
grants
because he was from
available for
Appalachia.
low-income people. And
What do you think that's for?
Guys,
No, he was let in because he was from Appalachia.
yeah, well, so what?
And there wasn't enough people. There wasn't enough
They
people at the
had
school
they
to
had the
represent
grants. First off, there was no DEI back then, as you call it now. But anyway, can we not get into this part of it? No, what I'm saying, what I was talking about with that movie is it's a movie that can kind of, well, guess what I did? In the military, how did I get my bachelor's? I used my tuition assistance. Because
I'm not going after that. I'm going after the school he got into.
School has endowment programs that are available. As I say, don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yes, but when in that regard, he played the game, and as soon as he won, he destroyed it so other people couldn't play as well.
He can't destroy anything. He's the vice president.
And what is the thing they're trying to get rid of? They're trying to get rid of those exact endowments.
No, they got rid of those things. No, dude,
they literally
nothing.
They literally tried to put a freeze on grants for students.
But
when
they literally are just stripping the DEI programs out of the federal government. Anyway, I watched the movie. Anyway, getting back to the movie, I watched it and I said, yeah, this is kind of an American story. Because there were a lot of things me and my wife and most of the people I knew growing up can absolutely relate to. You know, I mean, he doesn't come from the elites. He doesn't come from the rich. So there are things in there that make him attractable to people.
Hold on.
Look, DI was a project and it didn't work.
Oh, son of a! I just lost my light. Oh well.
What happened to your light?
But no, granted, the funding freeze was implemented on Tuesday, blocked by a judge on Wednesday, and then rescinded after the judge blocked it. And then a third memo was saying that we're going to do it in 30 days.
Boy, you're just obsessed with this now, aren't you?
Dude, I'm going to have 2 kids that are going to be in college and hopefully a third if Caddy ever gets off her ass and actually goes to college. Yes, and they are going to be needing those types of stuff because I was able to graduate college without taking a student loan due to these types of grants as well.
And I'm not saying they're not, and I'm not saying grants aren't appropriate, but DI is a different thing than grants.
Okay. what is okay, MB? I want you to explain to me what DEI is.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, which basically was
Okay.
anybody who's not white.
And is not white or male, or white man or female.
So it's
Okay,
discrimination
MB, let me put it this way. Hold on, hold on.
discrimination under the Civil Rights Act.
No, hold on. And MB,
Yes,
I
it
want to give
is.
you an example of something. Okay, hold on. Let's say you have this shoe store. Okay,
Oh, boy,
the shoe
here we
store
go.
as of right now has 6 black people working for it, and that's it.
White. Okay,
Now,
and
hold on.
Let him finish.
And under the DEI initiatives, ones that were giving tax breaks to people who, diversify their employment, if they now hire a white person because they want that tax break, they show that most of the people are black. They hired a white person.
About?
They've diversified.
What are you talking about? A tax break?
Because that's what most of the DEI stuff. Most of the DEI stuff were tax breaks. You realize that, right?
Okay, so yeah, like I said, it was a scam.
How is it a scam?
You're getting a kickback.
No, you're getting a tax break.
So, you know what? Tomato, tomato. DEI was a failed program, and the only point it came about was because of the George Floyd riots. And everybody was up in arms.
No,
and guess what? Yes,
Actually,
it was.
No.
DEI is
Yes.
They just called it other things. They called it other things. It has existed since the 90s.
Actually, this is since Eisenhower, because he's the one that instituted women in combat, women in other roles, in administrative and nurse. Without him,
That's on the military side.
I know that incorporated into the private sector. That incorporated into the private sector.
You guys know how to stay on topic on anything.
Do I what? Who?
Never mind.
I didn't hear that. What'd you say?
I said, do you guys know how to stay on topic, or do you just like to jump back and forth?
Well, I'm trying to stay on topic.
Well, and I'm telling you, it is, and the same reason that the Supreme Court got rid of affirmative action, because it was disproportionately affecting Asian Americans. And it was the Asian Americans who filed the lawsuit. No, it was the Asian Americans who filed the lawsuit.
It was a specific group of Asian Americans.
Yes.
And now, what happened to affirmative action? It wasn't universally gotten rid of.
Yes. Good.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Because I believe the lawsuit you're speaking of was against a specific school, correct?
Huh?
It was against a specific school, right?
I believe so. You hire based on it goes like this. It's simple.
All right.
You hire. All right.
So hold on. As of right now, affirmative action was ended by the Supreme Court in 2023 after being held up in 2016 during the Grutter versus Bollinger and Fisher versus University of Texas cases. But it's only of college admissions.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Affirmative action still has every place in high schools, in elementary schools, private schools, just not college schools.
Well, college is different from the other ones by a long shot.
So, but I'm just saying, right now, affirmative action is still a thing, just not in college school.
Listen, I believe this, and you can disagree with me all you want. You hire on merit, you'll get diversity. You hire on just diversity, there's no guarantee you're going to get merit.
I would agree with you, Dandelion, but I still also like the idea of legacy admissions because a lot of the people who from specific schools may have been actually underprivileged at one point, but schools can do what a school wants to do. I have no compulsion other than I don't think they should be charging nearly as much as they do charge for tuition.
I don't
That
think
is
legacy
ridiculous.
admissions should be allowed. They are discriminatory. Just because their parents just because their parents went
by that,
there.
hold on.
Let me finish. Just because their
sorry,
parents or somebody famous went there, that doesn't mean they're going to be qualified to go to that freaking college.
And yeah, Dandelion's making that point, and I also want to make that point. Yes, I said I don't really have a huge issue with legacies. They still, as I said, they should still have to qualify. But what I mean is, say you've only got room for 30 students, period. Okay, if the legacy qualifies, he gets to go to the top of the list just because he is a legacy. I don't have an issue with that, primarily as long as he qualified to begin with. As I said, I don't personally have a problem with it, but again, I don't care if a school got rid of that program either.
Well, here's the thing. You got to understand, I didn't go to college in like a college school. I joined the military, joined the Air Force, and got what's called my CCAF, which is Community College of the Air Force. That's how I got my associate's degree. And to finish that up, I had to take some electives in night school because a lot of my Air Force training actually gave me college credits. So, and Community College of the Air Force is a recognized college. So all I had to do was like a few electives at night school. And so I just went, like I would just go back to the base and I go to the night school class that we had there. And the local school, I can't remember what it was, but I just go into the night school. I go in, I do what I need to do. And then that was it. And then I started working on my bachelor's, and I got mine through University of Phoenix. And for the most part, it was a breeze, but that's because I had 16 years of experience already doing IT. So nothing they tested us on was theoretical to me. It was practical application.
No, I get that because even when I was, granted, I wasn't in the Air Force, but when I was in high school, some of my high school classes qualified for college credit. Mm-hmm. And it helped me get a little bit further. Granted, it still took me 5 years to get a 4-year degree, but I started out, a good portion of the way there, like 10% the way there, just because of the classes I took in high school.
One of the people who.
Hold on, I just want to say I wanted to go back because remember the original question we were talking about was what was DEI exactly? That was the point we brought up, and so we got sidetracked into schools.
Well, DEI basically comes down to anybody but white males.
No.
Yes.
Again, because as I said, if a DEI hire would also be if you have a bunch of black people working for your company hiring a white person.
No.
You qualify for the same tax rate.
Well, yes, no, they called that affirmative action, remember?
That was regarding schooling, not unemployment.
No, that's what they called affirmative action. It's a joke.
As I said, same term, different applications. It's
exactly. They tried to bring affirmative action back and just name it DEI. But DEI turned out to not be action. Yeah, but the difference is
they had to create these you can apply it to any way you want to in order to get the tax credit.
Let's put it this way. The simple fact is it doesn't matter if they got the tax credit. It wasn't worth the return on investment.
Okay, let me put it this way, NB. Did you know that I'm a DEI hire?
I don't know what the fuck that's even supposed to mean.
Well, you said it was only for white people, but to go against
No,
white
I
people.
said
But it's
everybody who's not white.
that I'm a DEI hire
How are you a DEI hire?
because the field I'm in is predominantly women. I'm one of 2 men who work on my entire team.
That's
I
not a
was-
DEI
and
hire. That just means you were qualified
When
for
I
the
was hired,
job.
I was still, yes, I was qualified for the job. Because when you do a DEI hire, first and foremost, the person still has to be qualified to do the job. But when most of the people in your field are of one aspect, in this case, females, I was a DEI hire.
No, you weren't. You were an
And my
exception
company got a tax
to.
credit
No,
for it.
you weren't. You're just an exception to what is.
I
what
was still a DEI hire.
I don't see it that way, and I
I
can't
don't
look.
care if you don't see it that way. They got the tax
You
credit.
see, that's the problem right there. You say you don't care.
I don't care because my company got the tax credit for hiring me as a white man.
Well, then your company has a stupid practice.
No, it's just that most of the people who try to get this job tend to be female.
But still,
That's all.
it's also
It's not that-
we are
it's not-
seeing companies that are shuttering the DEI program because they are not getting a return on their investment from these
No,
programs.
they're saying they're going to do that, but they're not really going to do that. Do you know why, NB?
I don't really care, but whatever.
Remember you just said. The problem is you just said that you don't care.
Exactly. I did that on
no, it's
purpose.
Because no matter what you're going to do, when you're a business owner, you're going to hire people who are qualified for the job, regardless of their ethnicity, sexual orientation, creed, or anything like that. Unless you
Yeah,
are
exactly.
a bigot, the only reason you're going to hire anybody is because they're qualified.
Yeah, but the problem with the DEI thing was, especially when you saw, it's like from the Disney practice, where it's like you got to have so many of these from underprivileged, so many of this on your program.
There was never a quota system involved.
There's always quotas.
No, there was never an explicit. Maybe a company had an internal thing saying they wanted something, but there's never a government mandate for it.
Of
All
course,
it was
because that's government overreach. But they pressured this on the companies.
How did they pressure it?
What do you mean? How do they pressure? What?
Remember, the entirety of it was a tax credit. So how do they pressure you into receiving a tax credit?
Because you're going to take the tax credit. Every business is going to take the tax break.
Of course they are. You know why they're going to do it?
Like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game.
For the position.
No, it's
They're
like
still going to end up hiring
okay,
Mike, for the position.
Mike,
Why not
it's
get
like
the
I've
tax
been
credit?
telling my daughter. It's like I've been telling my daughter, who's a bit stubborn. I'm like, go.
Sorry,
I'm like,
get
these programs that you qualify for in Illinois, and it's like if they're available, use them. Whether I agree with them or not makes no difference. My ex-wife was a master at the state system. I mean, she knew every program, every grant, how to work it, everything.
NB, can I ask you a question? NB, can I ask you a question? I just got back here. Sorry. Would you consider somebody a quote unquote DE hire if the name is Jane Gonzalez, but this person is totally Caucasian but married to a Hispanic person, and that person lists that person as a DEI hire because they have a Hispanic last name? Would you consider that person a DEI hire, or is that just a fraud in the system?
I think that's irrelevant.
No, that's not irrelevant. I'm asking a question.
Have to do,
No,
what does his name?
Dandelion-
What does his last name have to do with anything?
Because that's
Yeah.
how somebody can say, hey, okay, this person is Hispanic, DEI. I'm going to go for a DEI credit. But this person is actually married to a Hispanic person, and this person is white. Would that be fraud or an actual DEI hire?
I kind of think that doesn't matter either. But I want to point out what Dandelion said. NB, you also realize, and she's absolutely correct, veterans are DEI hires.
There are some places who will only hire veterans, yes.
No, but I can tell you from Walmart's perspective, they get a tax credit for hiring veterans.
Yeah.
So why not hire a veteran too? Because you're going to get the tax credit as long as they're qualified to do the job. Now you get a bonus for hiring a veteran.
How does that make someone a DI hire just because they got? Listen, if they're qualified, listen. I'm talking about the government sector. You're talking about the private sector. You guys got to remember, I didn't work in the private sector for very long. I worked in it from 16 to 18, and then 3 months when I was in between services. So private sector is not something I have a lot of experience in. Obviously you do, but one of the things I'm saying is that's why I'm like, no, I don't like DEI hiring that way is if you're not qualified for the job. The question is, are you qualified for the job or not? But when you put quotas in place, that's when it becomes a problem.
Both in the civilian and federal, we've both established that there's never been quotas.
No, in the actual military, though, we have what's called selective lawful discrimination.
Am I blurry?
No, you're fine. You're clear.
Sorry. Oh, maybe it's just my web browser. For some reason, all of a sudden I got blurry. Sorry about that.
No.
Hey guys, there's a break in the rain. I'm gonna be back like about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna run and get a pastry. My stomach is growling.
Okay.
Hold on, because I'm just checking my battery percentage on my laptop because I might have to switch to the phone and go downstairs soon.
Then NB can talk to himself. I'll be back like 5-10 minutes.
It'll be a little bit darker, but I can cut the laptop's brightness so I can, but I'll look even more ominous, half in shadow.
So, off of politics here, I watched that movie Atlas with J-Lo in it, and I quite enjoyed it.
I liked it. It was bad, but I liked it.
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was bad at all. My wife and I both liked it.
It was troporific. Let's just put it that way. If you're a fan of tropes and cliches, you will certainly enjoy this movie because it plays everything, every sci-fi trope regarding that situation 100%. And I both hated, I liked it even though it was bad.
I didn't think it was bad. I see. My thing is, I very much enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I found it to be very entertaining. I found the bonding between her and Smith, and then you find out why she doesn't want to sync up. And yes, I know these cliches. We've all seen these tropes before, but still, I thought it was a good, very good movie. I thought it was more, I don't know. If people think a sci-fi movie has to be constantly action, I'm sorry. I don't need pew-pew all the time. I want a good story, and I thought it had a good story. I liked her interactions with Smith and J-Lo's character. And I was actually crossing my fingers at the end when she got into her new mech.
To me, it was very paint by numbers, but as I said, that doesn't mean it was not fun to watch. And you have to understand, I like certain bad movies.
Oh yeah, so, who doesn't? Well, you think
Mrs. Kyle will tell you how much
I thought it was very enjoyable. I mean,
what did I watch?
I was really into it because I kind of I forgot what movie I was thinking about comparing that to now because it's dropped out of my head. But it was more a self-discovery story. And also, I like the fact that there really was just an A plot. Really wasn't much of a B plot.
Well, they kind of have to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I kind of like that because sometimes a movie will have an A, B, C plot. And then when you get to the C plot, you're like, I don't care about this.
No, what I mean is, like, it had no B or C plot the way that Castaway with Tom Hanks didn't have a B or C plot.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole point of the movie is to be from a singular perspective. But hold on, I will be right back because apparently my computer's battery dropped from 40 to 29% like that.
Well, I'm going to mute it until you get back. Seriously, who wants to hear my voice only?
And I'm now on the cell phone. See if I can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
All right. So I'm going to start getting ready to go. I'm going to come back because I still got to grab stuff that's sold. I don't know what the hell happened to the laptop because that was just strange how quickly it went down. I literally got a warning from the thing.
I had a laptop do that to me a few times.
And yeah, I'm going to take that.
But yeah, when it comes to Atlas, I very much enjoyed the storyline. And I kind of like that. One of the things my wife and I like about it is it's got a tight cast. You don't have that many multiple characters running around. And sometimes that's good for a story like that. Like Enemy Mine. It's really just about Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr.'s characters. And then Zombie.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another movie I haven't seen in forever.
Well, actually, we watched that, I think a few months ago. I grabbed my wife and son out because my daughter was at her girlfriend's house. And I said, we're going to watch this movie. And I said, it's a great movie. I said, it's a sci-fi movie, but I said, it is not action-based. And I remember my son, my son and my wife, because I kept my mouth shut. And my wife was kind of crying with what happened to Zombie and what happened to Quaid, Uncle. Yeah, Uncle.
Yeah.
And you know, he's like, you know, he gets in his shit and he's like, I'm going through. And then he just pops the doors and my son was like, yes.
Sorry, I'm still listening. I'm just trying to.
I mean, and then you had the point where, and I didn't catch this as a kid, but when he said, Uncle, you look terrible. And it was like, oh, I didn't catch that before because he's never seen him clean shaven.
No, you mean like how I clean shaven?
Yeah, but I mean, he had never seen that before, so.
Sorry.
Also, his hair was shorter. No, his hair is short. He's got no beard anymore. And Zombie's like, Uncle, you look terrible.
Kind of like
I know that line. I know what you're talking about, Enemy of Mine. I just put my headphones on when I heard you say Uncle. You're talking about Enemy of Mine, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I'm thinking about Planet of the Apes. Sorry, Planet of the Apes. When
Oh.
he shaves for the first time and he asks Zira, how does he look? And she goes, less intelligent.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because MD was quoting Enemy of Mine. I'm like, I know that line.
Uncle, you look terrible.
Yeah, that's Enemy of Mine. That's all I heard when I put on my headphones. Like, Enemy of Mine? What are you guys talking about? It's a good movie.
Yeah, I was bringing it up. My family and I watched it a few months ago. I sat him down and I told him, I said, hey, it's a sci-fi movie, but it's not action based. It's more and I was like, just watch it. And my wife and son were just so into that movie.
With the great Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Lou Gossip Jr.
Oh God, yeah, that was an awesome role. I had to tell my wife that was Louis Gossett Jr. She goes, "Who?" I'm like, okay, you remember?
Oh my gosh.
No. She was trying to. She was trying to figure out who that was. She hadn't seen a movie with him in a while. And I said, okay, you remember Officer and Gentleman? I was like, she's like, yeah. I was like, the drill instructor. I'm like, that's him. Because I had to pick a movie she knew. And, but yeah, Louis, I got to tell you, man, that was a hell of a role for him.
I just hate the fact that, they were worried about people being confused over the title. That's why they actually featured the frickin' mine at the end. That way there was a mine, because the title is Enemy Mine.
Yeah, no comma.
Yeah, comma might have been a good thing. Or a semicolon.
Well,
No, it's basically the way he talked. It's basically the way he talked his English. It was broken English. It wasn't complete sentences.
Yeah.
Well, also the original book didn't have the title was Enemy Mine because it's my enemy.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Kind of like murder, comma, she wrote.
Yeah, but there's a comma there, but it's not. Enemy mine just means it's.
Yeah, I bet.
My enemy. I mean,
no, I mean, I understood the premise of it even as a kid because I had family explain to me what had gone on and that this had happened before throughout history. So, yeah, they had to go for mutual survival. And they eventually form a brotherhood because of that. And then, the whole thing is he's taking care of Zami. And he is like hell bent on taking care of him. And then, when he's like, that when he gets looks like he gets killed, my family was freaking out. And then when they find him and he's speaking track, and they're like, and he gets in there and his whole thing is he gets his haircut, he gets shaved, and he's like, I'm going back. And that was the thing when he said, I'm going through. You either open those doors or I'm going to blow them open. And my son, once he blew them open, was like, yes. Because they didn't know. They were wondering if Zombie, they looked at me, is Zombie going to be okay? I'm like, watch the movie. It's a
damn corner store was closed. I couldn't get my Mexican pastry.
That doesn't make any sense. I thought you always got your pastries at this time.
No, I didn't want to go down to the pastry shop because 6th Street is kind of dangerous for me right now because I look Hispanic, and police and ICE are concentrating on Hispanic people instead of black drug dealers. So I'm kind of worried going down to 6th Street.
Yeah. My kids got a notification from their school saying that ICE was nearby doing raids. And of course, with everything going on, one of my daughters was really worried about them coming to the school because, you know, the whole loss of citizenship, and she would technically be put into one of those camps. And by technically, I don't mean technically, I mean actually.
She'd be sent to Guantanamo Bay.
No.
Yeah, that is, well, you say no, NB, but there's nothing that would prevent it as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We already, okay, well, here's the thing. You guys don't know this. We've been using Guantanamo Bay, or as we call it, Gitmo or Club Gitmo.
Yes.
We've been using it to house illegals for processing to get repatriated for a long time, for decades.
And in the past 5 years, there's only been 4 people there to do that.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
It's a big facility.
So
It can only hold
Yeah,
480 people. 480 people is the max it can hold.
No, it's not.
and they're-
Yeah, it's been assessment.
Well,
480 people.
hold on. From what I understand, the facility itself could actually hold a lot more than that. They just don't have enough people to man it due to the agreements that we have with Cuba right now. But they're talking about sending 34,000 people to that facility, NB.
No.
Now, when you're talking about the illegals, the original number of illegals at that facility before was 4. They're now talking about sending 34,000.
Okay. No.
Some are Cuban. Some are Cuban. And Cuba is offended by this.
Well, not only that, they're also, because they're not doing proper checks, again, remember, they're arresting Puerto Ricans who are American citizens. They're arresting Native Americans who are American citizens. They're arresting Mexicans who are American citizens and detaining them. And what if there's no spots for them to be detained? They could be sent to Gitmo. So you could have innocent Americans sent to Gitmo because we don't have enough people to do the processing.
No, you won't.
Okay, what's going to stop it?
What's going to stop it is very simple. Okay. It's for people like the Venezuelan gangs, the MS-13 gangs.
Okay.
No,
How do you-
every
if you're not-
illegal, he said, every
Andy.
illegal is going to be there until they get processed to their country of origin.
Oh, that's
Andy,
how it worked. No, don't. Hold on a second.
Andy,
No, Mike, let me finish because I actually do know a little bit about what I'm talking about here.
okay,
All right.
Finish.
Look, we have had the Coast Guard pick up illegals off the coast, take them down to Gitmo, put them in the detention center to be processed for repatriation. We have some people that have been down there that are the worst of the worst. Their countries won't take them back, so they're there. And if you want to avoid this problem and avoid these raids, tell your governor and your mayors to actually fucking help.
all right, NB. Now I'm going to explain something to you. If you're not vetting these people, as in finding out exactly who they are, what their crimes might be, because that's what they're not doing right now, how do you know that they're the bad ones? Remember, they are not checking to see if they're bad first. They are arresting first, detaining second, then sometimes they're checking to see if they were actually bad people.
Hang on, Mike, guys, hang on a second. I'm going to explain this to you, MB, as you would understand, okay? You get arrested. You're getting transported. The officers find out, oh, wait, we can't hold you here. The detention center is being disrupted. We can't hold you here. We're going to send you someplace else to find out and process you. In that process, you're going out of county, out of state. That's the only place they got to take you. Now you're out of your state across the country, getting processed. Same example, okay?
So what?
Your people, you have an American citizen going to Guantanamo Bay. Then they find out they're an American citizen. So you have an American citizen getting deported to Cuba.
Well, work with the federal government, and this kind of shit wouldn't happen. Instead of being dicks about it in these states.
Not state, it's federal. Like I said, they're getting picked up, and in order to get processed to find out who they are, they get to go to Guantanamo Bay.
No,
That's the process. That's exact process. There's no other process. I said, you get arrested. You're going to get processed. Wait, you can't go because where you're going to go? That process center doesn't exist in America. You have to go out of country to get processed. There's no place in America to get processed. And when you get picked up, there's no place in America to get processed except for Guantanamo Bay. That's what he says. That's what Trump says.
Guantanamo Bay is American soil.
Hold on. Sorry, there was a huge issue. MB, did you get to my point when I was? Did you even hear the point what I was making?
I don't know.
What I was saying. Okay. As of right now, ICE is quite literally arresting people based on the color of their skin.
I doubt that very much.
Okay, and I will. They are arresting people like Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, and legal citizens, detaining them, and then finding out if they're actually Americans or not.
Well, maybe if we hadn't kicked this can down the road since the Reagan administration, this shit wouldn't be so extreme.
Okay,
racial
but
profiling.
Do you understand that that's happening? That is exactly what is happening right now.
Yeah, well, if you're government...
Okay, so now that you understand, hold on. No, NB, before you finish, now that you understand that they are arresting American citizens based on skin color alone, I want you to understand, because of the time it takes to vet these people they're arresting to make sure whether or not they're American citizens or not, some of those people, while that process is going on, are going to be sent out of state, out of country, or possibly to Gitmo.
Well,
and there goes their employment.
From a psychological perspective, good. Because this is going to be a deterrent.
Okay, so and again...
Whoa, NB,
so you understand? Hold on. NB, do you understand that as of right now, based on everything we just said, this is an entirely possible situation?
Possible,
that
but
because
it's not happening.
You say that, but there's nothing to prevent it. When I say the situation,
happening.
Hold on.
How would you prevent this situation
right now? It can happen at any point because Trump has said he's going to specifically target California schools with ICE agents. My daughter is already on a list to be arrested by ICE agents if they go to my daughter's school. Do you understand that? That means my daughter could be arrested, detained, and sent to Gitmo as of right now.
What, the Native American one?
Yes.
No, that's not going to happen.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Why? What? Again, NB, you say that, but there is nothing to prevent it right now.
Yeah, but it's not happened. So cut the shit and let me know when it does happen.
It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if it hasn't happened yet. No, I don't want to wait until it does. There is nothing to stop it right now.
How do you know?
Okay, you tell me what is going to stop it.
Maybe an act of Congress. Oh wait, Democrats do not control Congress or the House anymore. Maybe he can have one of his branches of the Secretary of Office of his cabinet. Oh wait, they're all self-appointed billionaire Republicans. Never mind. So how's it going to stop it?
Lord.
You say that, but MB, you don't understand. My kids were literally calling me from school this week because ICE was near the school, and they were scared.
Oh, congratulations. Welcome to my life.
Okay, I'm sorry. When were you ever worried that the United States federal government was going to arrest your children?
No, I had to worry about the state government taking my child away and investing into the school
And I'm worried about the federal government doing it, and because they can take them to another state without even telling me. Or in this case, now that they're reactivating Gitmo for this situation, they could literally be taken to another country without me being informed.
Okay, you're being hard.
And again, specifically, the administration elected said he's targeting California schools. He has said he's not going to go, and specifically the sanctuary cities in those California schools. So he's not going to target Texas schools. He's not going to send them to Florida schools or Alabama schools. He is specifically targeting the schools my children goes to.
Like I said,
and he has said that.
Well, maybe if your governor would work with him, there'd be less of an issue with this.
Did you notice that church attendance has been down for Hispanic population because people are afraid ICE is going to raid churches?
Yeah, that's because ICE has been raiding fucking churches.
Yeah, church service has gone down. People are afraid to go out and worship.
People have been afraid to go out and worship for a long time.
No, I'm talking about the Hispanic community. They are afraid to go out and worship. There was a statement here from a local priest who says his parish has decreased by 80% because the parish is scared that ICE will come in one day during the service.
Well, I'm sorry, California screwed yourself so much that now you're.
This was Illinois. This was Illinois, not California.
Sorry.
Where they were raiding churches.
Yeah, sorry, Illinois. Sorry.
I can live with that.
So you want to go back on that a little bit, MB?
No.
Do you want to raid churches? You want to stop people from believing in the same God as you do?
We're not.
Remind me what.
That's exactly what ICE is doing. They're preventing people from worshiping the same God as you. That's what ICE is doing.
No, you're not.
They are pulling them out of service, saying, "No, you can't worship. You're coming with us." That's what they are doing.
They're not. Remember, they're not just targeting illegals. They're targeting anyone that they think is illegal.
Not from everything I've seen.
Really? Because they arrested how many members of the Navajo Nation last week?
I don't know. Where is the Navajo Nation at?
Arizona.
America. Basically, it's America, dude.
America, dummy.
How many members of the Lakota tribe?
I'm going to tell you this right now. It's real simple. It's done. It's happening. That's it.
And it shouldn't.
No, it should.
It is blatantly illegal.
It should not happen to American citizens.
All right, okay. So hold on, NB. Let's say hold on, NB. I want to hold on, NB. Let's throw it on you. Let's throw it on you, okay? Let's say I'm an ICE agent who just happens to hate. Hold on.
Hypotheticals.
Why not?
Because hypotheticals.
Why not?
Bullshit.
We'll give you real world scenarios. You call that bullshit.
I want to put it this way, MB. Right now, if an ICE agent came to you and told you to prove that you're an American citizen, how would you do it?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. My driver's license, my 2 discharge papers.
Sorry, you carry
illegals have
papers
those
on you?
Illegals have those as well.
And not to mention,
get a discharge paper from the military.
State IDs are not federal IDs; they're not recognized.
Guys,
no,
they're killing me here. I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Yeah, if you're illegal, you can still serve in the military and not be a U.S. citizen. Be temporary.
That's the problem.
Yeah, it's basically Americans getting arrested and being profiled. It's basically down to that.
And not because you have to me, the biggest issue is there's nothing to prevent. I realize NB is like, well, it's not going to happen to me because I'm white. The problem is, it's not going to happen. It can still happen to you as long as you are one of the groups that's going to end up being targeted.
I went to the donut shop yesterday afternoon, right? Because there was nobody around there. I'm like, okay, cool. I can grab it and get a quick donut, say hi to the wife, and hop out real fast. The owner happened to be there. He's like, I haven't seen you in a while. What's going on? I'm like, look at me. Do you think I want to come around here? He's like, I understand. Yeah, I look Hispanic. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, okay. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Yeah, it's hell down on Sixth Street. The police saying we're cleaning up Sixth Street. We're cleaning up the drug dealers. Really? Then stop going after specific Hispanic people. Get the black people across the street selling drugs. Get the white people selling drugs across the street.
Yeah.
I mean, thank you for cleaning
But the
up,
problem
but
is they're
get
not going
everybody.
after.
I know. Thank
They're
you for
going
doing this, but
after specific people. It's just assuming, and the reason they're going after that is because they think when people hear illegals, they think Mexican or they think brown skin in general.
there are Canadians here illegal.
Hell, Trump's wife was here illegally at one point. Remember?
I know.
So why are we going after people who look like her?
Before or after the surgery.
I don't care. But there's one group of people, or there's mostly one specific type of person that has been vilified as being illegal in this country, and that is brown-skinned people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're going after.
And did you see my comment about what Flynn's doing?
You guys need to get off the
That has
race.
nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You guys need to get off the race thing. And that's the problem your party lost.
No,
Well, it has
the
nothing to
race
do with
thing is
party.
important because they're going after specific races. You understand that, right?
It has nothing to do with party. It has to do with ethnicity.
No,
Targeting certain ethnicity or groups has nothing to do with Democratic or Republican. It has nothing to do with conservatives. It has nothing to do with independents. It's about
Like I
a
said,
certain government agent targeting people for a certain skin color.
hey, like I said, we've been kicking the can down the road for this since the Reagan administration. And the
Dude, no. This has happened since World War II because Chinese people were being arrested because they thought they were Japanese. Philippines were being arrested because they thought they were Japanese. The same shit is happening again. This is the fucking problem right now.
Well, that was under FDR.
Yeah, and this is under Trump. The same fucking problem that's happening right now. People are getting targeted because of their ethnicity.
All right, so MB, let me put it this way: how many Americans need to be arrested for you to feel safe under the illegal situation?
I'm already safe, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, right. As I said, right now they've been arresting Puerto Ricans, Native Americans, and
Yeah, well,
what was the other
know
group?
what, you can keep telling me that, but I'm not seeing anything on the news because if that was happening,
Okay, what news source are you? What news sources do you go to?
Wow. Can you share your screen?
No, I can't right now. I'm on the phone.
I can't share my screen. I can't do anything with my screens because, anyway.
Because I through the feeds I get certain things sent to me. Plus, the things I miss, Mrs. Vile sends to me.
Hey, if you guys are looking at me to try and find some sympathy about this, it's not going to happen. This problem has been kicked down the road since the secure fence.
Okay.
And
There's two links in the chat right now, okay? And you can click on them, okay? There's two links in the chat.
If you guys,
all right, so
if you guys look at it, we have kicked this can for 40
okay. You keep saying that. You keep saying that little thing. That's how is arresting American citizens the solution to this problem?
It's not. But unfortunately,
but that's what they're doing, NB. They are arresting American citizens, detaining them without cause.
Detaining them to determine their citizenship, and then they're let go. Boom, done. Bob's
no, except they're not, NB. That's part of the problem.
How do you know?
Because they aren't doing that. They aren't spending enough time to actually find out if there's someone's legal or not. That's why these people are being detained, and it's taking weeks to get them through.
Well, like I said, if your liberal governors would actually
no. Don't stop blaming other people. This is not a fucking solution. Arresting people without cause is never a solution.
This is federal agents doing the arresting, not state, not local. This is federal.
Well, like I said, if the state and local governments had done their job, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in.
The state
But
government
again,
does not
it
arrest
doesn't
illegal
matter if
immigrants.
we're in this
ICE does
situation,
that.
NB.
Yeah,
It
the
doesn't
local
matter if
police do
we're
not
already
arrest
in the
illegals.
situation. Hold on, Elihu, shut up for a second. It does not matter if we're in this situation. The solution to the situation we're in is not arresting American citizens, detaining them without cause.
Well, if they're caught in the same area with an illegal that
It
they're
doesn't matter.
They're profiling.
NB, I want you to
That's
imagine,
not
and I know you said you didn't like.
What is
I know
with
you.
you
I know you
guys
said
and profiling? You talk about it like it's a bad thing.
it is a bad thing, NB, especially if you were the one on the receiving end of it.
They learn patterns of serial killers. They learn the profiles.
Okay, exactly. Now that is a very good example, NB. I want to give you. Say there's a serial killer who they profiled to be white. Would you be okay with them coming to your house and arresting you and detaining you to prove that you're not the serial killer first?
Whether I like it or not doesn't matter. The cops show up. I've got to go.
So you would be okay with being arrested and detained?
Arrested or detained 12 times.
Yes, but how many of those are because you're white?
Based upon your ethnicity, you get arrested.
Oh my Lord! You guys.
How many times have you been arrested, NB, for being white? How many times? Where that is the sole reason you were arrested?
How do you know what the sole reason anybody's arrested for anymore?
Because that's what Trump is saying. He wants to arrest brown people. That is exactly what he's saying.
No, it's not. You're just misrepresenting it.
No, because the mandate is to arrest brown people.
No.
MB, let me ask you a question. MB, let me ask you a question. MB, let me ask you a question about these so-called raids that are happening in California schools. Why is ICE only detaining Hispanic children and not Asian children or Caucasian children? Why are you only detaining Hispanic kids?
Oh, they're not just, hold on, Elihu, hold on. They're not just doing a Hispanic, they're also doing Muslim and Native American. So those are the, primarily, if it's just those three groups, what do those three groups have in common, NB?
Yeah, why are they not detaining Asian kids?
What do you want to say? Oh,
they're not detaining Asian kids.
And Indians aren't brown, they're red.
Oh,
that is such a fucking racist comment, dude.
They might be called redskins, but they were, if you look at their actual skin tone, most of it is brown.
So why is it racist to say they're red, but it's okay to say black and brown people? You guys want to explain that to me?
I didn't say it was racist to say red-skinned. No, I didn't say that.
I call that a derogatory term.
They don't.
It's actually most Native Americans do consider being called a redskin derogatory.
Yeah. I also consider that term to be derogatory, dude. Sorry. It's like calling me a spick. It's like calling me a spick, okay? That's a derogatory term.
Hey, I get called derogatory terms all the time. I don't care.
That's where they fucking are. Sorry, I'm still at the storage unit. I just found some envelopes I've been looking for.
Oh, I thought you found your sanity or your marbles.
I don't think any of us are going to find our sanity anytime in our lifetime anymore.
I'm still looking for that. Of all the things I miss my mind the most.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, NB, basically my issue is they're specifically targeting people of a certain skin tone, and that's the sole reason for them being arrested.
Hey, Mike, to go back to your theme of the show, breaking news, numerous passengers were evacuated after United Airlines passenger plane after it caught fire during takeoff. From Houston to New York was evacuated after an engine fire was forced the crew to take off on flight United 1382.
I remember one time when we were supposed to come back from Thessaloniki, Greece. We're all in the plane, right? And we're all ready to fly back. And all of a sudden, right at takeoff, we hear this. oh, and like, what? And we land back down, and one of the what do you call them, rotators or whatever, blew out. So
Well, they may. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, we didn't even make it off the ground, and then we had to wait another day for the next rotation because they weren't going to bump anybody else, though. They bumped us, and I was pissed. I was like,
Well, you know why? You know why the flight attendants always tell you to keep your windows raised for the takeoff, view the takeoff, and view the landing. You know why they tell you that?
no.
Well, it's for your eye adjustment. The lights of the lights of the plane, the cabin are off, and your eyes adjust easier if you don't have to all of a sudden go open the curtain to a bright little light. If there's a crash or an emergency landing or during takeoff or landing, it's automatically adjusted. It's easier for your eyes to see and to evacuate the plane easier.
Well,
So that's why it's important. That's why it's important to keep your shades open during takeoff and landing.
yeah, I'm going. Well, I won't be worrying about that because I haven't flown in a long time, and
I'm telling you about your physical science, about your eyeballs and how they work, dude. It's like it's for safety reasons for your eyes.
no, I
Understand that.
understand that. No, I get that whole thing. Hey, Sci-Fi Nation.
Yeah, I meant to say, Sci-Fi, if you want to come up and join this argument, by all means. I wonder what your side of it is.
We're always going to be passionate about certain things, aren't we, guys?
Well, in this regard, yeah.
Well, that's fine. I understand that. You're allowed to be passionate about it.
I mean,
hey, a lot of things.
I just don't understand how you can't be more pissed about this, NB. Because, I mean, what has been one of the things that a lot of Republicans have been saying about, the persecution of the white man?
I haven't heard any Republicans say that.
Oh, they've been saying that for a long time, dude.
Well, I ain't heard any of them say it on anything I've ever seen.
I'll see if, again, right now I'm on the phone walking toward to the car with my hand. I mean, hold on. I'm literally got my hands full, so I can't look at anything. But they've all been saying how, white people are the most persecuted group in the country. White men.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, so you do agree. You have heard that before.
Well, I'd say it's been white, evangelical, Christian, straight men, and it's been going that way since about the beginning of the Obama administration. That's when all the race hustlers really started coming out and blaming everything on white people.
All right, so let me give me an example of like you're a white evangelical man, right?
I'm a Catholic.
Okay, so not evangelical, but you still a white man who's a Christian. Mm-hmm. Can you give me an example of how you've been persecuted in this country?
Yeah, actually, I can. I have had issues at work, especially after the 2016 election. People were very hostile towards me because they knew I voted for Trump. My wife said she wished she had took leave that day because the place felt like a graveyard. She's getting dirty looks and everything because they know she voted for Trump.
Okay, so how is that persecution?
You asked for an example. I'm giving you one.
Yes, but I'm asking now, how is that persecution?
What are you talking about? Okay, what do you mean by persecution? That was persecution to us.
Okay. I wouldn't consider that persecution.
A difference of opinion.
Okay, let's go ahead and define what persecution is. And I can't do it, of course, because the fucking thing. Oh, did the link disappear? Hold on. Give me half a second. The link to the stream.
Okay, 1 second. Let me get it for you.
Unfortunately,
There you go.
LDG was supposed to be handling that stuff, but he go away to deal with a client.
It's back in the chat. You can repin it. Well, you can't repin
Okay.
somebody else's chat. I forgot.
I can start it though.
Okay.
Also,
I don't know what that does.
me also,
Now,
when you
what
look
was the question you was? What was the question you was going to ask? NBC to define.
what has happened to white male Christians over the last, especially during the Trump administration, who were targeted?
All right, so can you give me an example? You said persecution. Or before we do that again, can we define persecution?
Do I got to look everything up on Merriam
Well,
Webster?
the reason I'm gonna have you do it because this is your. It might be my suggestion, but if we don't go by definitions that we can both agree on, then we're already at an impasse. And how you doing, Jay?
Hey,
I'm working on it.
You got to work on what your definition of persecution is.
No, I said I have to pull up Merriam Webster.
Okay, are you going to accept the Merriam-Webster definition? Because I
That's
don't
what he
even know what
asked.
it
What's
is.
your definition of? He didn't ask what the Merriam-Webster is. He asked what your definition of it is.
No, it says no. I said give me a second because I had to look for Merriam Webster. All right.
So that means you did not know the definition. You had to actually look it up. You don't actually know what it means, so you're defending it when you don't know what it means.
holy crap! This is just wow.
You asked me.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
asked me to look it up. So
Elihu, don't give him shit for this. Yeah, looking up the proper definition, I actually applaud.
the act of prosecuting, the act or practice of persecuting, especially those of a different origin, religion, social outlook. Bingo, right there, social outlook.
Yep.
All right, so but
A condition.
the definition of hold on.
No. Let me finish. There's the second part. The condition of being persecuted, harassed, or annoyed. That's persecution.
Okay.
Well, so if somebody annoys me at work, I'm being persecuted.
That's what they say.
So, would you hold on? NB, would you agree that that definition, as pointed out by Sci-Fi, is so broad you could accuse anyone of anything to fall under that category of persecution?
Yeah, because if you're harassing someone because
I
they
harass people on a daily basis. That doesn't mean I persecute them.
Okay, now hold on. NB, would you define being arrested and detained due to the color of your skin a form of persecution?
No.
Why not?
Why would I?
Because
I
it's
don't know what
basically
the
what
guy
you
did.
said.
You just said ethnicity. You just said ethnicity in the definition, dude. So why wouldn't it be?
Your
Exactly.
guys
You
are
just said
asking-
that.
Oh Lord! You asked the question and not let me finish and not let me answer.
You read the Webster's freaking definition,
Yeah.
man.
So why wouldn't it be, dude? You mentioned it.
How do I know what the guy got pulled over for?
For driving a wild, not white.
Wait, have you literally not heard of the term driving while black?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I've
There's a
always
judge
found
in
it
Texas
very-
that fucking dismisses
very-
cases based on that. So come on.
Yeah, parents have to teach their kids when you see a cop, you have to turn down your music. Put
You know what
both
I
hands
teach
at
my
2 and
kids?
10.
You know what I teach my kids? Fuck those cops. They ain't there to help you. They're there to fucking hurt you in any way they fucking can.
Yeah, that's why black parents have to teach their kids. Like,
I'm
you see a
white,
cop-
and I teach my kids that. Don't
Yeah,
say it's
I
a
know.
black thing.
No, this is what I'm talking about. When Mike said it's bad to be driving black. That term, sorry. Yeah, they have to teach their kids like, hey, watch out, be careful, because this is a high standard. They look at
I'm
us.
white, and I teach my kids that. Don't say it's a black thing.
I've
'cause
never
it's
met
not.
a black person who said that to me, and I've known many throughout
Well,
my time in the military.
I've given the example a couple of times on this stream when
Okay, so
my buddy, hold on, my buddy Mark, hold on, I want to finish. My buddy Marcus and I were driving up to the LA Comic Con convention. I can't remember which one it was specifically, just one of the ones up there, because we both played Magic the Gathering competitively. When we drove up with him driving his car, we were pulled over twice.
What happened when you drove it?
When I drove the car down home from it, we were not even stopped once. Even the Border Patrol didn't even stop us.
hey, I was walking.
And Marcus, sorry, just to point out, Marcus is black. And I mean black, like as dark as you could possibly be black.
Okay, I'm going to give you something right here. Me and my buddy TJ, real world event that did happen. I got into a fight with my girlfriend. Him and I were going out smoking some cigarettes to blow off steam. Cop stops us. And look, we look like thugs. And cop stops us. And we're like, okay. And the cop just pulled his gun out on us and said, get down on the ground.
Okay, hold on, MB. I want you to
hold on, nothing.
No.
He said, get on the ground.
I understand that. I want you to. You said you were dressed like thugs. What do you mean by dressed like thugs?
Yeah, that could be anything.
Long hair, bandanas, jeans, chains.
Oh, so you look like hippies. Okay.
Bandanas? Sorry.
Not bandanas. Sorry, wrong
You
word.
look like Willie Nelson.
No, do-rags. We done do-rags. Well, what happened was...
Bandana do-rag, same thing.
The do-rag is not a bandana.
Well,
I know, that's
yeah,
why I corrected it. Okay, what happened was somebody robbed a church. And, of course, cop looked at us and immediately thought, okay.
oh, poor white dudes. They must have done it.
Well, that's how it was in my hometown.
Well, here's the thing. Do you think if you had been dressed any other way, they would have, attempted to arrest you?
No.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's called
so you were-
profiling.
So you were profiled based on your attire.
Well, I knew I was profiled for. We knew we were profiled for our attire.
Okay.
That's my point to everything I said earlier. That's my point. Profiling isn't race specific. Even though it can be.
Right now, what ICE is doing is certainly profiling based on ethnicity.
Absolutely, it is right now what they're doing. Absolutely. And it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling him. Why my kids are worried, at least two of them. Well, my son not so much because we have been kind of hiding it from him because he's only 9. But my 15-year-old, she sees what's going on. She's warned by the fucking school that, due to her ethnicity, being a Native American, she could be arrested if ICE comes to the school. Because you think your average high schooler has their, has federal ID on them?
Who the fuck has a federal ID when you're in school? Nobody.
Exactly, a high school student. Come on.
She doesn't
High
even
school
have. She doesn't even have
students
a
are
state
lucky
ID.
to have any ID except their school ID, unless they went
Exactly.
through driver's training. So
Exactly. They got the permit or their school ID. That's it. Or their daddy's credit card.
yeah, if they're lucky to have one.
Yeah.
I only have one.
And that's why I find everything that's going on absolutely beyond disgusting. Right. So,
And let's see what the only forms of federal ID that I know of that are accepted by ICE are, ironically, Social Security cards, which I don't understand why that's an accepted form of ID.
it's not a photo
If it
ID, so how the fuck is that even considered? Yeah.
Why that works, I don't understand. A passport And by passport, it has to be a physical passport. It can't just be a
Yeah,
border crossing
the
card.
online version. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It can't be just the card that allows you to cross into Mexico or Canada. It has to be an actual passport
Or the online
military
one.
ID. Or military ID.
Right. Which you can only get if in the States, because I had this when my dad served. He had to give me a it was called
sci-fi. You do realize dependent cards aren't considered for federal ID. They might be military ID.
Technically, back in
Look at
the
this.
90s. Back in the 90s, they were. Okay, yes, I see your ID. Okay.
Yeah, this is my state ID.
Thank you for hiding your information, Elihu.
Oh, I know. I looked at it before I turned on my camera. This little fine print on the back here, I'm going to read it for you since you can't say it. It says, quote, "This card is not acceptable for official federal purposes. This identification card is issued only as a means of identification. It does not establish eligibility for employment, voter registration, or public benefits." Which means this cannot prove that I'm an American citizen if I get detained by ICE.
Now, can I finish?
I have to have my Social Security card on me. I don't carry my Social Security card on me.
And who carries their Social Security? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And finish
Sci-fi. Were you here when I told the story about the donut shop?
No, what? You fell in a vat of oil?
No, there's a donut shop on 6th Street I go to. ICE and policemen concentrating on Hispanic drug dealers and not other ethnicities. I happen to go there. Hang on. I happen to go there. Let me finish, please.
Cops and donuts. Anyway.
Let me finish, please. I go there. I was going to quickly get a donut, say hi to the wife, but the owner was there. He's like, "I haven't seen you in a while." And I go, "Look at me. Do you know why?" He's like, "I understand. I'm afraid to go to the donut shop because I'm Hispanic. If I get picked up by ICE, all I have in my form ID is that ID right there. That's not guarantee you citizenship."
Don't you have your California your state ID?
That's what I just showed you. It does not guarantee a federal ID identification. I have to have my Social Security card to prove to them I'm an American citizen. I do not carry my Social Security card on me. What's going to happen? I'm going to get detained. And if there's no place to hold me for detention to find out who I am, I'm going to Guantanamo Bay.
Where? For fuck's sakes, no.
I'm fucking afraid to go a block.
They closed down Gitmo.
No, dude. No.
They were just saying they were going to reopen it.
Yeah. Executive orders. Yeah. So
34,000.
You know what? Here's the thing about
I am so fucking afraid to walk down the street now.
So many things to say about this. Okay. First of all, executive orders don't mean shit. It's got to go through the courts.
Not necessarily. Supreme Court
even that does. Yes.
No, hold on. NB, no. They can be challenged after the fact that after they've been signed. That's what happened with the citizenship. That's why it was found unconstitutional. But for that 4-day period before it was found unconstitutional, it was in effect. And that for that 4-day period is when my kids lost their citizenship.
Yes, and now they have it back.
Yes, but if the Trump administration decides to fight that judge's ruling and take it to an appellate court could also overturn it.
Now, here's the thing I was going to say earlier. Nothing against you, Elihu, or anybody else. But back during the first Gulf War, I remember when the first Gulf War happened. I was in high school, a freshman, back in 1990, okay? And I got called to the office because some MPs were looking for me. You know why? They said, "Here, this is your military ID." Basically, I'm a dependent, right? And they said, "This is to let you onto any base that my dad was at the time when he was alive, because he was alive then and he was serving actively."
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "This is your ID to get onto the base. Don't lose it. Defend it with your life."
I had my dependent ID too, back in the day.
So don't tell me that the feds can't come and give you a fucking ID or tell you that what they give you as an ID doesn't mean shit, because it does.
But from what I understand, maybe it's changed because I know that I had a dependent ID, but as far as I know, I could not use that as a federal ID. because I
I'm
was a
not
dependent.
military.
Oh,
I'm not military, dude. That's the only
back-
idea I have. That's why I'm
back-
fucking worried.
Back in the 90s, I wasn't in the fucking military either back then, right? I was a freshman in fucking high school, but so they said this is what you need. All it was like this little pink fucking thing they printed off on some printer and fucking laminated back then. Okay, this was
Yeah,
in the
they
90s.
still do that now because they still do that now, sci-fi, because I actually have two cards. I have my blue card, my retirement card, and I have my pink card, dependent card, because when my wife retired, she retired after me, and I just put my insurance was already under her because now I was a dependent, and I just left it that way.
Right, right, but that's through the VA though, right? That's
Yeah.
not like
Oh, it's VA and TRICARE, my insurance company.
right. Yeah, no, I've heard of TRICARE, so yeah.
Yeah, TRICARE Prime is what I used to have back when I was a dependent. In fact, it was because of TRICARE that Caddy was born at Balboa Hospital.
I have
really?
Medicaid. I have Medicaid.
Hey, you know what? I got Medicaid. I'm a poor bastard. I ain't afraid to admit it.
My daughter was born at Camp Lejeune Naval Hospital.
Lejeune! Oh my gosh, my dad was there. Wow, what Marine wasn't though?
I was there 3.5 years, my entire time in the fleet.
Yep, that's a big thing for Marines flowing through, going to the fleet and just doing on operations.
Yeah, I was at Headquarters Company 6th Marine Regiment, Com Platoon, or Com Squad.
Oh, the U.S. pilot messaging system is is not working right now. Wow.
What'd you say?
The U.S. pilot messaging system is not working right now, according to the FAA.
Oh, U.S. pilot messaging system.
Wow, now that's fucked up. Go back to your theme, Mike. Sorry. I just read that on the ticker.
Well, maybe we can just ground all flights. That'll help the situation, right?
Well, how about we actually reinstate the FAA?
How about mustard and fire the guy who tried to find him?
No, the FAA is still in effect. They've just been curtailed immensely.
Immensely, which basically means it don't exist.
Skeleton crew.
And I do want to point out, according to the federal government, the 3,400 people that were let go were not fired. I just want to make that clear. They were just terminated, let go, or demoted. They weren't fired.
In other words, they were fired. Okay. Plus the hiring freeze. Don't forget the hiring freeze.
Yeah, so we got that too. But remember, that was also found unconstitutional. So
yes, fortunately.
But it's but the thing is, you can't. That's a kind of a thing you can't really enforce. You can't force them to hire people.
No, you can't. But you can't just say, "Oh, we're gonna say fuck you." You can't hire nobody, even though they were short-handed. And the people that are there are overworked, overstressed, and holy fuck, you're lucky that you landed safe.
We were talking about it earlier. I still can't believe they had one flight controller for our nation's capital's largest airport.
No shit. That is unacceptable.
Well, Trump was the one that cut the employees down.
Hey, at least we got some truth from somebody up here. Trump is the one that cut that and said, "Hey, guess what? I don't like that." Well, too bad. It don't matter what you like. It's what's got to be done, motherfucker.
And what happened? Look at the theme. Look at the title. What's happened? Yeah, look at the title. We're fact.
Well, it's FAA-cked.
Yeah, it is FAA-cked.
Because if you put a curse word in your YouTube title, they won't let you stream.
Oh,
It'll cut the stream.
no. There's a thing. You cannot curse within the first 30 seconds, or they're gonna hit you so hard. It don't matter. Like me and Mike here, we have such small channels that it don't matter. But even if we curse in the first 30 seconds, then you're not.
Well, you literally can't put a curse word in the title.
Oh, even in the title.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No curse words, no derogatory terms.
Well, I hope you're past 30 seconds because that's fucked.
2 hours and 5 minutes right now.
So, yeah.
I guess we're good.
Fuck. Fuckity fuck.
Fuckity fuck.
Fuck,
Grab around the pussy.
fuck.
Fuck around the pussy.
Bunghole.
Who rolls the blunts? Who rolls the blunts? We roll the blunts.
Who was your blunts? We rose the blunts. Blunts. Jay and Silent Bob, nice.
Really, dude?
$15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If you don't, you know you owe me.
That's nice. I love that song.
I love that too. Yeah, it's so great. I love it when they get, you guys want to buy some crack? No, you guys want to buy some weed? You're in the union?
Oh, what? Oh. Yeah,
It's like, lot 2-0. You know, they put up their little union cards. It's like,
yes, they did. They put up their.
Do you guys know that Jay Muse is a wonderful guy? When they had their premiere of the Super Goofy cartoon movie, he was promoting it online, and so was Kevin Smith.
Oh,
and I'm like, dude.
Blunt Man
and Chronic.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I would love to go. I live like a block away. I can't afford to go though. But hey, can I take a picture with you back to where you guys arrive? He's like, we're kind of busy schedule, but give me your full name. I'll make sure you get 2 tickets to the show. I'm like, okay. So I give my name, show up to the box office, get my ticket. I go inside, and I found out I'm front row center. I'm like, holy shit, Jason is a nice guy. Give me front row center tickets.
Dude, he is so nice. I'm telling you. Jason
I'm like, wow.
Hughes is so nice. No, because here's the thing. Even Kevin Smith, like I seen some behind the scenes shit. He was like, oh my God, this dude was so fucking cracked out. And because Jason Hughes back then was so fucking heavy into the fucking whatever.
Yeah, he's now sober, clean sober. He's all progressive.
Yeah,
like, no.
Yeah, but Kevin Smith was like, holy fuck, it was all I could do to get him on set to do the fucking second movie.
Yeah. Here's your line.
Here's your line. Yeah.
Now, what's my line again? You already had your line. Oh, that line.
Oh, that line. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
No, I like the part where they're talking about their unions. And he's like, hey, you getting those medical benefits? And Jay's like, nah, man, we might have to go on strike.
I gotta go on strike. Medicaid cut me off.
What? Sorry, this is the third time this guy's driven up and down the street, and he keeps revving his engine. He's just going down the street, turning making a U-turn. And I'm like, what the hell? What is this guy doing?
Yeah, he sounds like me when I was a teenager. He sounds like an arsehole.
Is it a flower band that says "Flowers by Irene"?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but recently my freaking the new car I bought, the one I'm streaming from. I still have the old van.
Yeah,
but
you were in a car. What the hell, Mike? Hey, what happened?
Yeah, he's smoking. He's smoking.
Yeah, I can't smoke in the storage unit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's why I moved to the car. Plus, my laptop was dying.
Yeah, I said that was switch. So
you know what? At least you got a good phone this time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I do. Also, I grabbed the inverter from the van. So if I want to, I can connect the inverter to this car and stream from the laptop that way.
Nice.
But Mike, this car, okay, don't get me wrong. I love my Odyssey. You know, especially after Deadpool versus Wolverine. You guys know how good a Honda Odyssey is.
Yeah.
But the problem is, to fill that gas tank cost me nearly $100. Okay.
Jesus. Oh, so you love your Dodge Odyssey, but it takes too much money.
But yeah, to keep it going is costing me too much money. My newer car can fit the same amount of one less person because I don't know if you noticed, I've got 3 rows in this thing too.
Because they ain't got a hatchback.
It's got a hatchback, but this thing has like no trunk space when the back row is up.
Yeah, so you can't fit nothing between the back seat and the door.
Basically, okay, you see these boxes right here?
Yeah, okay, I see one box. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
but there's another box inside of it.
Yeah.
This box, this width right here, is too wide to adequately fit in my the back trunk area when the back row is up.
You know what? Fuck that. Humans fucking crunch. Fuck that shit. Put somebody back there.
So that's why that box is up here.
Okay, so it's a 6-seater or a 7-seater or whatever.
It's a 6-seater, but
okay,
the
so
Odyssey
whatever
is a
Mike
7-seater.
just said, it'll fit one more. You just got to make them crunch to make shit fit, okay?
But
that's how we did it back in the 70s and the 80s. You just got to crunch.
So I just put some breaking news in the chat, dude.
Oh, what happened now?
Oh, no, that's you, Elihu. You smelt it, you dealt it, you fucking read it, motherfucker. Come on, Elihu. You're the breaking news. What the fuck's going on?
Oh. Christy Noem refuses to rule out detaining women and children at Guantanamo Bay as part of deportation sweep, per Meet the Press.
Well, we already knew that.
Yeah, she actually made it official.
I mean,
just because it's official, it's official because it got said.
Yeah, the head of the department actually made a statement, so now it's officially official.
Well,
it's not hearsay.
I want to point out the original order didn't say anything about excluding them. So yeah,
it's not hearsay or chatter anymore. It's official order from the director herself. Now it was speculation that they were actually doing this, but no, it's an official directive from her. She refuses to rule it out. That's why I put it on as breaking news.
Yeah, but that's not breaking news. Breaking news is something that we never heard before.
No, breaking news is that we don't have to speculate anymore. It's now official. This is her statement.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of making the joke about making a trip to Texas to grab some of my guns in case the ICE agents come for my kids.
You want to go to Texas and grab guns?
Well, the only gun I have in San Diego is a single shot 20 gauge, and I only have 3 shells for it, all loaded with rock salt.
Dude,
So
I've got so many guns.
You're going to bring weapons that are illegal in your state.
No.
I've got so many guns that
remember the warrant has to be signed by a federal judge. Okay, remember that.
Remember, NB. It's not California that made these guns illegal. It was the federal government to transport them across state lines.
And by the way, it wasn't the federal government that went into California, turned the water on. It was an order signed by the governor.
And the water.
It just rained.
Yeah, it rained a lot. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, the military did not come into California.
No, that was such bullshit. I read that and I was like, "Oh, are you serious?"
That's why I got to do research. That's why I do research because, man, modern media is all about clickbait.
No, he said this.
He said it.
Yeah,
he said it himself.
Yeah. Are you subscribed to Truth Social, NB?
I am.
How did I know?
I want to hear what the computer has to say.
Elihu and I both have accounts on Truth Social. I don't have the app installed on the phone, but I have a profile. I'm not going to say what it is,
Yeah.
But
This is the only way that we're getting executive orders issued is through True Social. So I want to find out what my
You
president
can only
is
get
saying.
executive orders through True Social. Holy fuck! Talk about a mind fuck.
I know this. I want to know what my president is saying, so I have to get an account.
How about
No, I'm saying that
and-
because
but NB
executive orders, yeah, they're
Yeah,
basically
Donald-
out there as soon as they're fucking
Yeah.
signed, right? So,
But no, what I want to point out is, NB, Donald Trump took credit for the rain in California.
he literally did.
okay? I don't know. I didn't hear it.
I'm not surprised.
No, I would actually look at if I had actually heard him say that, I would say, yeah, that was
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What his comment was is,
Oh no, his
basically,
comment was we sent the
he turned
military
on the
in.
water.
Yes, he sent the military in to turn back the water on. And the governor of California had to fucking go and retweet under him and say, no, what actually happened was
It rained.
it rained. Yeah.
That was his best answer. It rained.
It
Well,
was the
no,
truth. That's the
That's
reason why the
Trump said he turned the water back on. But what happened was it rained. That's what allowed the additional support we needed for the water, as well as the conditions to help fight the fire.
Because it filled up the reservoirs.
Fire to exist
rain.
in the rain.
yeah,
The
no
rain
military.
filled up the reservoirs. Oh my
No
god.
military entered California and turned a knob to turn the water flow back to LA. No, that did not happen.
Jesus Christ. The fucking shit people believe. I can't believe it.
I have to say that he's my president. I'm a citizen. He's my president. So I'm like, hey, what does Cheeto has to say this time?
Everybody was trying to tell us that Biden was kosher and sharp as a tack, and then until he got up at that first debate and he bombed it so bad.
What does kosher mean?
Cognizant, I think, is what he meant.
No, I use that term because what was it? That guy from Morning Joe said it, and he said cogent. And I'm like, so I've just been using that.
You mean the defense secretary?
Well, you said codger. You said codger, not cogent.
Yeah. So what is that definition? Look up
No.
codger in Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
How about somebody who actually is good at spelling words?
Hey, if I want to look how to spell phonetically, I look under F. Ask somebody else.
For fucked?
No, for phonetically. How do you spell phonetics? F.
No, you do not spell phonetically with an F, you dank. It's PH.
That was a stupid joke, okay?
Yeah, he was being stupid. Intentionally so.
Jeez, that was a stupid joke.
Even I knew that joke.
Yeah, I said stupid joke because it was a stupid joke. Dude.
They've always made that joke about why is phone spelled with PH and not an F.
Like Picard said, I spelled knife with an N.
Why is knife spelled with a K?
That's why Picard said I spelled knife with an N.
And if
you're going to Picard, I'll stick with John Delancey's. I'm looking for a Gene Luck Pickard.
Oh yeah.
John Luck. Which, by the way, if you never watched TNG Tapestries, you ain't gonna get that joke. So.
Q was always great when he showed up.
All right. Just to get away from politics for a little bit, did we talk about Section 31 last week? I don't remember.
Holy fuck, that movie sucked. That movie sucked. It made the fucking pilot episode of Discovery look good.
Okay, I have to say something about Michelle Yeoh. Her character She must have either be a very talented thespian or rewatched Discovery season 1 because I'm like, this is fucking Empress Giorgio. Her character
It
personified
is
Giorgio.
from Giorgio.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Her character personified Giorgio in all aspects of the
It is
scene.
Giorgio.
But let me fucking finish. Let me fucking finish. I don't care how you pronounce her name, okay? Her character emphasized every single scene, but the scenes were fucking garbage. She was the best thing about Section 31. The scenes are trash. The battles were trash. You can tell it's on a very blurry fight CGI green screen. I'm like, what the hell is this? I can't tell what's going on. Who's who? Is that a wire?
I get what
Yeah,
you're saying, but yes,
yeah.
she portrayed her character fucking perfectly.
She was the best thing about Section 31.
So
That was the only thing good about that fucking movie was her.
Oh my god.
okay, so
And
hold on.
so-
NB, have you watched it yet?
No, and I have no intention to.
Okay, so what I liked was definitely Michelle Yeoh's performance. I liked hers. I liked God, I can't remember his name, but the main Section 31 agent dude, the guy who was an augment. I think he did it. He did a good job. I liked him
for 200 years or whatever. But
so I liked him too. And I like the idea of having an augment work for Section 31 because of his abilities and skills, but couldn't work within Starfleet because of who he was and the rules and regulations regarding that.
What got me about his character? He said, "I was ejected from Earth."
Mm-hmm.
Because you were a weak motherfucker. That's why if the augments fucking rejected you, that means you weren't shit.
Well, that's because, remember, as part of his backstory, he's a different kind of augment. He was a human who became an augment, not an augment from birth.
Yeah, so it wasn't a true argument. So he wasn't on the Khan's ship. There's no way he could have been on Khan's ship.
Well, obviously he wasn't on Khan's ship.
No. So there could have been another history of the eugenics war that we don't know about yet.
Right, genetic engineering. How you doing?
Well, NB, what were you trying to say?
I was trying to say that's similar to what happened with Dr. Bashir.
No, he did his shit in secret.
Yeah, so he was not born an augment. He was augmented later. So same thing, yes. Now,
Which is
so I like that. I like that aspect of his character, and had it been a series, they could have done a lot more. As it stands as a movie, it didn't matter that much. It just provided some backstory for a character, which is fine. The Rachel Garrett character, I did not like. I thought she was superfluous.
No, I did not like the Rachel Garrett character simply for the fact that Rachel Garrett is already an established character in the Star Trek universe. So,
and I realize they want to give that character some backstory, and it just didn't fit as far as I was concerned.
I'm waiting for you to get through.
If you look at the episode of TNG, All Good Things, let's make sure history remembers his name Enterprise. Okay, Rachel Garrett was
Captain of the Enterprise C.
Yes, the captain of the Enterprise C and the quintessential Enterprise captain. And to portray her in that capacity, I mean, yeah, do we all fuck up and do we all do wild shit when we're kids? Absolutely. But to put that on screen and make her just seem like this blue-haired fucking whatever before she's that captain on the Enterprise, no, I don't think so. Absolutely.
Yeah, the backstory has no, how they described her and what her past and everything. It had no merit on the actual character. It was completely superfluous. They could have replaced that name with anything really, and the thing would have been fine. They didn't have to make it Rachel Garrett, and it had no impact on the plot.
No, it didn't, and that's what pisses me off about this. Like, why are you fucking with an established character? You could have done anything. You did everything else with everybody else, but no, you had to go and put a Rachel Garrett in there. Fuck that shit. Why?
And then the mod dude, I thought he was useless too. I mean, I don't understand why.
Oh my god, the only thing human on him was his fucking head. Are you serious? This ain't the fucking fucking Gundam suit, whatever. Fuck sakes, it's Star Trek.
I mean, granted, when we first saw what's her name in Discovery being essentially a human in a robot body, it made no sense either. Fortunately, they went back and explained why, and then we're like, okay, so now this fits.
Yeah, but he had no explanation. It's just
He had
like,
no explanation, and then they, spoiler alert, they kill him off.
Yeah.
So again, him
He
being
was
him was
useless,
completely
a useless
superfluous for the plot, other than for midget character, and I'm going to use that term to describe the really tiny dude.
Hey, little people, don't take this personally. It's just a term, okay?
But they only did that to connect the dots between modded person, bad guy, modded person, good guy. That was it. It could have been any other explanation. They didn't need it.
Well, by the way, by the legal definition, my wife is a dwarf. Because by definition, a dwarf is anybody below 4'10".
Okay, I did not know that, NB. My apologies if I say anything that sounds...
No. It's just clarification. That's all.
Yeah, she may be technically a dwarf, but he actually looks more like a dwarf with that damn beard.
Well,
the beard! And the mug of beer to his head.
But one of the things is, yeah, when I looked up dwarfism, people kind of, they think of people under 3 feet.
Well, I think of people under 4'5" is what I consider that.
Well,
I still think of Lord of the Rings. Toss me. Don't tell me what. Toss me.
Andy is correct. The legal definition is someone who's under 4'10" or 4'11".
Okay,
and my wife is 4'8".
Wow. So if I date a woman that's 4'11", I call her a short shit. That means I'm being racist.
Yeah,
No.
my sister is exactly 5 feet tall, and she is not a dwarf. She's a tall, short person.
No, you call that fun size.
My sister, I don't call her fun size. I still call her shorty.
No,
my wife took her shortness very well.
I'm 6 foot tall. I call that fun size. I'm sorry.
That's my sister, dude.
Tells me about it. She told me this story where back when she was in school, she was getting in her car to drive home, and some guy was like, "How many pillows you need to see over the steering wheel?
How many phone books you gotta sit on to see over the dashboard?"
And she turned around and said, "Yeah, where's your car?"
Exactly. Where's your car, my friend?
Yeah, if you see Knuckles, it's not an old lady. It's NB's wife.
No, if you see Knuckles, you better look for Sonic.
My wife had some good combats, but her whole family's short, and my son is short, and he's about to
Just people got no reason.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for
Just people got no reason.
Elihu, would you shut up? No,
you didn't offend me.
I'm just saying.
No, you didn't offend me at all. We my kids have always been, except for
short shits.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's okay, because my own son, my 12-year-old he is short as fuck. He is so small for his age, and I'm just like,
I figured out how to change my avatar again. Sorry.
Yeah, you did. Hi,
Yay.
how you doing?
I think if I looked up, I think my son is right now maybe 5'6", and that's probably as far as it's going to go. Now,
my 12-year-old is going to be 13 in June. I swear to God, this motherfucker's still trying to push 5 foot. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, you're a small motherfucker. But whatever. I've been with him since he's 6 months old, so he's my son, and
Well, I had times where I would go in because our son was under the weight limit. And it wasn't that he wasn't eating, he was just a tiny kid.
Yep, same with mine. I had to keep him in a car seat till he's 5 years old. I'm like, holy fuck, what is this shit? I remember being 5 years old and having worn seat belts for 4 fucking years. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, what would happen is I go to the doctor and it's like, are you feeding
Are you
him?
feeding him?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yes, he eats all the time.
He's like a horse.
Oh, and so what I did was every time I had to take him in, I told my wife, I was like, I need you to come in, because once they saw my wife and me together, they're like, oh, now it makes sense. Oh, yeah, my word wasn't good enough that my wife is 4'8".
Well, here's the thing, right? With my son, his sperm donor don't come around. Doesn't want nothing to do with the kid. So, and I've been around little sci-fi since he was 6 months old. So I'm daddy, right? So I take him everywhere. I do everything because the missus, y'all know her situation. But yeah, and people look at him, his small ass stature next to me, and they look at me and they're like, so like it's like fuck, how do I explain this? Yeah, he's not genetically mine, but he's mine. So
Yeah, same with the two vile kids that I talk about. They're not genetically mine, but they're mine.
Well,
exactly.
my kids are genetically mine. My first one is from my first wife, and she grew pretty tall. I think she grew to 5'8", 5'9". My other two kids, they inherited. Well, my oldest inherited very much of her mother's traits, and then my daughter, while she inherited a lot of my traits, she's going to be probably a short person too. And she's 14 and it's okay.
Well, hey, I like little ones.
Well, my kids,
Not like that.
my kids. I don't know if I don't know if I have any kids.
That was the bad time to say that.
I know. That's why I said not like that.
Maybe that's a sign to end the stream.
Sounds good to me. We've been on for 2.5 hours. I think we made a run for a while.
I'm
Sci-fi,
surprised you didn't
doing
mention.
a stream anytime soon? I haven't seen any of your streams on my feed lately.
Oh, I just did one last night. So I know you're not on late, but
I was checking my feeds and no one was streaming recently except for Foley. That's all I see.
yeah, well, maybe you're not subscribed anymore. Hey, that reminds me, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed, because when I do go live, it's kind of random anymore. So it might be more regular. I might start doing some. I used to do regular streams. I might start doing them regular again because, yeah.
Well,
so,
I keep wanting to do extra streams for like the Volt streams, but I was gonna do on Friday, and like here's the funny part. I grabbed my laptop, I put it in my bag, I put the bag in the car. I went to the van, I grabbed the fan's inverter so I could run the stream from the new car. And I'm like, I go to the park, I was going to do a Volt stream, and then I realized I left the goddamn AC adapter plugged in at home.
That's what you get for thinking.
So, I was just too lazy to go back home. So I do want to do some random Volt streams during the week. We'll just see when I can do them. Because I can't really do them from the house. So I got to do them from the car. But I'll try to do more streams from the storage unit, like the CNA streams, like today, so I can show off the stuff that's for sale. That way I can try to make some sales. And I think from now on, what I'll do is if I'm streaming from this storage unit on the CNA stream, in order to drum up sales, send me a best offer in the chat when you're just watching, and
what you need to
maybe
do,
we can
Mike?
negotiate.
You know what you need to do, Mike? Instead of trying to get sales off of these streams, you need to just put it out there everywhere, anywhere you can.
We'll have like a QVC live stream, dude.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not telling Mike not to do it. What I'm saying is he ain't gonna get very many sales just from this.
Well, I know. What I need to do is combine everything. The problem is, I need one of the kids who's more social media savvy.
Dude, how about
to do it
this?
for me.
Mike, how about this? Have a live stream like QVC, but use CNA. Cash
Not
now
QVC.
auction.
This
No, hey,
motherfucker's
look,
at QVC.
shut the fuck up for a second. Have like a CNA, use your CNA. Cash now auction. Have like a live, like a QVC, Home Shopping Network thing with your eBay store, dude. Cash now auction, CNA, capitalize it.
How about the Home Shopping Network?
No, CNA, cash now auction.
Because the name of the stream sci-fi is CNA.
Yeah, cash now auction. Hello.
Hey, that is pretty. I do like that. CNA, cash now.
All right. And since Jay's not here that often, Jay, I'll let you choose which way we end the stream. So which one do you like? Or do you know the names?
I don't know. How do you end it, bud?
Okay. I play one of the Strange New World musical videos I got. So I'll give you the names. You can choose one. We have the Klingon drinking song, the Gangnam Style Klingon style song, Klingon opera, Klingon war, Klingon victory, Klingon prison, Klingon Dahar song, the Doctor singing Sunshine, Doctor opera,
Master.
Data sings Blue Skies, and Data sings Life Forms.
Blue Skies. Data sings Blue Skies.
All right. We played it last week, but you chose it, so I'm going to play it.
Never saw the sun shining so bright. Never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by. When you're in love, my how they fly. Oh, blue skies, smiling at me. Irving Berlin. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
I fucking love it.
And I got to play one of those videos because that way I can officially say a vile child was on the stream. That way this theme song still fits.
Wait, that was your kid?
Yeah, that was the younger biological one.
Oh,
Wow, style.
I gotta slap myself in the face.
And I will be posting a new Vile review soon. I just haven't because of my work schedule, but if the things keep going the way they are, because they keep cutting the hours, I might be able to get it out finally. I'm going to work on it today, and then I'm going to post stuff to the eBay store. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get it out because I wanted to get it out in January.
Yep, absolutely. And I don't know. Are we still live? No, we're not live. But no,
Yeah, we are.
We're still live.
Oh, are we still live? Okay, so
Yes.
I've actually bought stuff from the Vile Mike store. And hey, I tell you what, he sends you exactly what he fucking says.
I'm a little too honest sometimes.
You know what? I did buy one. I bought some Xbox games and PS2 games, and even though the labels came in Mexicana, Espanol, yeah, we still got the actual real deal.
Well, the discs were made in Mexico. That's all.
No, so were the entire thing.
Yeah, there's an app for your phone. You can translate that.
All right, but I'm going to end the stream. So later, folks.
Thanks, Elihu, for that. Yeah, like I didn't know that.
Later, weirdos.
Peace and long life.